Okay, today is Wednesday, July 24th, and first I'm going to start out by responding to some comments on my last couple of videos and going by the comments since they were also defending a call for an uprising shows you who these people are. But I want to do this because a couple of these are about the Trump shooting thing. I stick to facts. That's all I do. Oh, and in the comments, I'll show them. I took a couple screenshots. I'm a troll. I work for the NSA or DHS or whoever it was. Anybody could be a troll. Anybody could be black. We're working for doing NSA or having the websites that they admit they do to distract and divide people and all that shit. Even though I started 6 years ago, something like my YouTube's channels are still there. Baffled by Bullshit and Baffled by Bullshit too. Oh shit! I just don't access them anymore because I got a new phone and changed my phone number at the same time. So YouTube won't let me back in. But I want to show some shit from the shooting, the ladder, and a couple other things that came up. I'm showing facts. No conspiracy theory, no conspiracies here. But let's roll on. This. I don't remember where I first saw it, but this is from the Daily Mail, showing that ladder right there. Okay, so it's not very long. I might have to pause if it starts with an ad. Yep. Oh well, it's only 4 seconds. Hold on. Okay, there's your ladder towards the front of that building. Looks like the warehouses or whatever. Okay, that's it. That's it for that video. You see the ladder there, and as the drone, or it's probably a drone or helicopter, whatever is panning over, this is long after anybody's gone. Let's go by facts, okay? Who put that ladder there? That's like a 15-foot ladder or longer. Plus, go back and look at it. It's an A-frame, so it might even be. Excuse me, it's wider at the base and thinner at the top, so it could possibly be an A-frame ladder, which makes it heavier. But anyway, this guy drove a Hyundai Sonata. It's a small 4-passenger sedan. And anyway, the receipt they found was for a 5-foot ladder, and a little 5-foot step ladder, which he did not bring with him. I'm sticking to facts here. This was not a conspiracy fight by anybody to knock off Trump. But let me pause here because I want to address another comment. And I'm going to show a clip of when Trump was actually shot. So let me pause. Okay, I'm not going to keep replaying this. I'm just going to show it once. You can go watch it yourself. Another comment is, well, there's not blood all over Trump's hand because he touched his ear. Okay, watch it. Again, stick to facts and what we see. He's shot in the ear. He lightly, you know how like when you might feel blood or something or anything or something wet, you might tap it with one finger. But anyway, facts. Let's watch to see what we see. And after he taps his ear, he looks briefly and rubs his thumb against one of his fingers like to see if there's something wet there. It's not like he presses his hand hard. I hate having to do this dumb shit, but I understand. I get it because people have to support their channels. And everything in our retarded fucking community of awakened ones, everything is a conspiracy. And what's the other one? Nothing's a fucking coincidence. And we've been pre-programmed into that. But again, watch. He lightly taps his ear, looks down, rubs his thumb against his finger, and because the Secret Service agents yelling, "Get down, get down." But anyway, let's watch this. It's like 5 seconds or something.
If you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
He does a light tap and it's over. It's so fucking stupid. I mean, I do mind that I don't mind doing this shit because, again, I'm going to show a screenshot and everybody can say it's made up by a false flag operation that he bought a 5-foot ladder and never brought it. And I'm going to tell you right now, the cops brought that ladder to get on the roof. I admit it. From all the footage I've seen and the pictures, once everybody cleared out, the media didn't stay, but I saw no photos or anything of a fire truck. I mean, a truck coming out there, a ladder truck to go get his body and all that. So I think they just lowered it down the ladder on a fucking rope or whatever they did. I don't know. And matter of fact, there's actually footage. Hopefully I got it. It's a camera or a drone circle around. They blurred out his body, but you can see the body, his rifle, and the blood actually running down the roof. And anyway, pause here. Oh, I also want to show this where that video is. I think there's a clear one somewhere. But anyway, it shows them belly crawling on the roof, and you can see in the area there's no ladder sticking above like in the other spot. But anyway, it just shows him climbing, belly crawling, trying to get to the peak of the roof before he pulled the shots. But anyway.
Pierre Thomas tonight with the exclusive interview with the head of the Secret Service and what she's saying now.
Stunning new video tonight showing the moment Donald Trump's would-be assassin.
Look around the banner area. There's no ladder.
Just 2 minutes before he opened fire.
Yes, he could have kicked it off, but dude drove I'm telling you, he didn't have that 15-foot ladder or whatever it is strapped to the top of his Sonata. Give me a fucking break. I mean, he could have, but and again, they have the receipt. He bought a 5-foot ladder from Home Depot, I believe, and the ladder's nowhere around. Oh, I don't know if I did zoomed in this, but anyway, there's your ladder. Pause here. I'm going to show the comments. CI Warrior. No, baffled. I do put whatever to the building. Laughable. Part of CIA. Barely the CIA. Trump was not shot. Oh, he wasn't even shot. It was staged. Same guy. You're lying. How come there's no blood? There's the blood on his hand. Pause here. Then Rory won. How did you vote for Trump in 2016? I left a. Oh no, I haven't voted since Ron Paul. Thank you for your answer to my question. So, are you a Christian man? Or are you a non-Christian man who believes in the theory of evolution? I did leave a comment. Well, any Coffer Uprising was. Oh, he's the Coffer and Uprising fan who came by. What scrubbed? I can watch all the videos. These people are amazing. I did respond. I said, no, I'm not a Christian. I believe, yes, we are created, but not by the Christian reason to God. So I haven't heard back from that yet, but pause here. Let's hit Kamala Harris again real quick. Is she going to be the next president? She is Jewish. There's things negative about here from the Jewish community anyway. Like, she supports Israel, but supposedly, by what she says, this could just be their agenda shit on that side. She supports Israel, but doesn't want all these Palestinians being annihilated. But here it is. Harris is in lockstep with Emhoff, her husband, and become his most prominent role. As I did in those videos, they gave him the job to fight anti-Semitism, and the next thing you know, the very next year, they're going after those colleges. And regardless of what people say, it's okay to be anti-Semitic, anti-black, anti-white, anti-Mexican anywhere, even on college campuses, but we cannot let the Jewish agenda keep rolling. So every few years, they have to go after some group or somebody's for the anti-Semitism to keep people from the mainstream media and others. Well, they're not going to go after the Jews anyway, but you get it. I did do some Googling on this, trying to find out what the fuck would happen when a president stays in, like they had Biden do, not Biden did. Oh, I saw a comment. It was just a couple days. This was hilarious. It was a couple days after they said Biden was stepping down as the nominee. And it was a live feed. It was a live channel. I was looking in the chat on a YouTube video. I don't remember what. It doesn't matter. Anyway, somebody said, man, is Biden going to be pissed off when he finds out he's no longer running? This dude probably never even knew he was president. I know, I don't hate the dude. There's a difference. I despise him. Biden is always seen in all this shit, all these clips we've got to see over the years. The way he's rubbing on kids and all. The dude's a pedophile. He deserves death. I don't care what anybody says, but it still sucks to go through that kind of shit for his family. But who knows how involved because we just can't convict people on shit that we. Oh, that's another thing I haven't said in a long time, but I got hate comments for that. It's like 2 or 3. Everybody that was on Epstein. Everybody that went to his island or had ever flown on his jet was not a pedophile. You cannot convict people just because they knew dude, just because he was on his jet. does that put them high on the suspect list? And as I said before, when it first came out, and people were like, "Oh my God!" Now all these people that they know now were on his jet or went to his island. Oh, now they're going to come out there to get all these political and how you're at pedophiles and lawyers. No, they're not. Never will that fucking happen. And no matter what they do, we see how the public doesn't care and how we pretend to care or do care but don't do anything about it. When dude was killed in his cell or smuggled off somewhere, but I doubt he's not an island. He's not an island with Michael Jackson and all this and Elvis. Dude doesn't disappear. Well, he did disappear. Supposedly hung himself. The biggest issue is the cameras weren't working that time, and of course, blah. But let's pause here. Oh, I think I distracted myself. Back to this. Biden, they could still have him pop up at any time and say he cannot finish his presidency, thus booting Harris up to the tippy top as not acting, but as the president for the next 100 days or whatever by the time they get there. But I'm not going to show you. You can look it up. Black Lives Matter is protesting Harris because there's no nomination, no even a virtual nomination. But I mean, from what I saw, from what I can gather, ultimately the way it goes, they set this up. They pulled this off like this. Matter of fact, RFK Jr. predicted it like a year and a half ago. Anyway, I called this. Shit. That's roughly up to 4 weeks ago. I got a new video. Biden agenda set up immediately after the debate. I don't want to say I called it. It was easy to see because immediately after I was like immediately, but I mean 45 minutes or less. Even CNN was trashing Biden. Then I believe it was 2 videos ago I mentioned how he was in Vegas. He did not go to that Unidos conference speaking thing, but the day before, and I watched it, it was 15 minutes of him speaking somewhere, not one cough, not one sneeze. He cleared himself, he cleared his throat 3 times. Next day, he's an hour and a half late for this Unidos thing, doesn't show up. If you have a COVID positive test, they're going to come out, they're not going to wait an hour and a half. They rushed dude out. Biden might not even know what the fuck's going on. He probably doesn't. But that was also because that was all set up to get him out sooner. Because when I did the video talking about how immediately after the debate, even CNN was trashing Biden, saying he needed to go, even though there was a few left supporting him. I wondered, because it's in that video, I did not know if they were going to get rid of Biden before or after the election. But then when he they pulled him out of the Unidos thing, and there was no, they probably did a COVID test, so it would be in his mind, but they claim it's positive. But anyway, the next thing you know, he doesn't appear before the Unidos. The day before, no COVID symptoms. They fly him out immediately. Then, 2 days later, bam, Biden says, I'm pulling out. Come on, really? Oh, here's the screenshot I took on Black Lives Matter talking trash on Harris. Democratic Party elites, billion donors are attempting to manipulate black voters by anointing Harris and an unknown vice president as the new god dictator to be. Blatant disregard for Democratic, the blah, 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 democratic principles. And we're a democracy. We're a fucking republic. Get over it. There you go. Pause here. Some other comments from BLM. We do not live in a dictatorship. Delegates are not oligarchs. Yeah, they are, because that's amazing how they I think that came up. I don't think it was on mainstream media, but our end of the world, our alternative YouTube truther BitChute movement, and people think that, God damn it, the delegates can't be controlled. Give me a fucking break. That's the ones you prefer to control. If they even exist. Oh, matter of fact, here's my original YouTube channel still there. I was doing a lot of tent camping at the time. That's why that's a picture of a bumper sticker. Anyway, that channel's still there. Pause here. Then there's Baffled by Bullshit 2. There's quite a few videos I had here. It was when I was working. My job was in Denver with that construction company. I was doing their traffic control. And there's quite a few videos here when we were working at the Colorado Springs Airport. I was in my little handmade camper converted a cargo trailer into a camper. Did a damn good job, but pause her. Here's a screenshot of this. Is of course, this is from mainstream media. Doesn't matter if it's CNN, Fox, MSNBC. Where is it at? There it is in the middle. He bought a 5-foot ladder at Home Depot. Drove his Sonata about an hour north. If this is before they could not find a ladder, then investigators believe he used a newly bought ladder scale. But anyway, if he used a 5-foot ladder, why not admit it? If he brought that other ladder, why not admit it? Give me a fucking break. He didn't bring all his ladder. There was too many ways to climb on that building. I mean, fuck. Even with my stenosis, I think if I took my time, I could climb up there. Anyway, pause. Okay, remember when all those channels were fear-mongering the Deagal 2025 forecast? I mean, we still have a few months left in 2025, 31 down in the United States of America. Population reduction of 68.5%, so that still has yet to come. I love our movement. These might be around up to a week old, but let's see some chemtrailing geoengineering stuff. Lakes warming to point of no return. It's gonna keep going every year. See, here's what I said. I'll be listening to Dane Wigington, and I Google shit he's talking about it, and take screenshots. Now, exactly how they prove this, I do not know. I don't know if Lake Shasta is a water supply, but over 4 billion gallons evaporated so far in July of 24. More than the previous 5 years from July 1st to July 18th. China's setting heat records. 24 inches in a single day. Oh, that's a rain record. Oh, god dang it. That's because my screenshots are backwards here. A year's worth of rain falls in China, so now drowns and floods. Heat wave in Dubai. Feels like temperature 143. Vegas Airport 120 crossed the all-time record. People don't get, it's only 3 degrees. Oh, it's only 1 degree. Yeah, but it's happening every fucking summer across the planet. Vegas 119. These are daily records for that time. Palm Springs 124. It doesn't say what it beat its all-time record, but it didn't say what it was. I hate it when they do that. All-time record lows, and record long streaks keep going on. Of course, this is not just on the East Coast. This is everywhere. Crops aren't worth a shit anymore, and that's going to continue. Oh, and that again. I got to get rid of some of these. Pause here. Oh, I discovered this. It's posted July 10th of this year, but this happened in 2022. Of course, we're still getting later in the COVID thing. Look at this. I never heard of this, and probably nobody else has, and it has just happened again in the last couple years. The detection of a massive harmful algae bloom in the Arctic prompts real-time advisories, blah, blah, blah. Okay, got 2 more screenshots. It's called a HAB, harmful algae bloom. I have to go through this. This is a big fucking deal. High cell density, long duration, toxic. Hang on, we're going to get to it. Risk to human life. You can Google this up. Largest event ever documented. This is the polar waters. That's the other big deal up in the Arctic. Toxins produced by this organism. Let's go. Blooms. Of course, they can accumulate in other food things. Because eat them. Transferred for the food web, of course. Produces neurotoxins called paralytic shellfish toxins. So it's the same as a shellfish toxin. Shellfish toxins. It's my dentures. Let's keep going here. It's going to show how much. The bloom extended at least 600 kilometers, 370 miles from northern Bering Sea. 600 kilometers is more than 370 miles. So I don't know what that is. Concentrations of that Acanthella in excess of 1,000 cells per liter are considered dangerous. These were measured at 174,000 cells per liter. I should have set a major record for Arctic waters. And then they said, on the article, it said, it's modern times, so there's cell phones and computers, but they still said they went and flew around in planes and helicopters warning people in that area, these little villages and shit that strictly eat off the waters, and passing out flyers to be careful what the fuck you eat. Oh, man, I read it, just saw this, so I don't believe it's a false flag Kremlin. Does that mean Kremlin? Do you work for the government? Here we go. Says a loser trying to bait people with redneck-style recording off his phone in 2024. My name is Nightmare Combat and Kill Yourself, Mutt. These are Richie from Boston, John X Army, High Impact, all these fucking, all these fucking wannabes. Okay, recording off my phone. You can go back in all my videos. This is not been staged for setup for the last 6 years. I have never, ever owned a computer in my life. If you go back on my videos, which is my only proof, I have never, ever owned a laptop in my life. When I was working as a traffic control supervisor for that Villa Lobos concrete company in Denver for 9 to almost 10 years, I had a laptop, but it was a work laptop. I only had it the last 2 years because I finally got him to invest in a traffic control program because I was I had to draw MHTs, which are methods of handling traffic, which you do in road construction. And some years back, quite a few years back, they came out with programs that did that. So they got me that. They paid for the program, and I had to figure out how to use that. But anyway, that's even the only laptop I ever had, and I never did a video on it because it was a work computer, and I didn't want to fuck things up, and it didn't have storage and shit anyway. It was just for me to do my traffic control programs. I've always done this and only ever will do it because I'll never buy. Why the fuck do I want a computer, even a laptop? Because I know if some shit ever does crop up and I got to hit the road again or want to hit the road again and on my fucking bicycle or this time it would be an intentional homeless traveling thing. Why the fuck would I want to? I don't even use that stupid, that tablet I have because that thing sucks. But pause here. Oh, here, I don't know if this was in what I was just showing. I'm a redneck. Hear it in my voice. Ignore him. Trolling. Retard. Trump event is in fact a hoax. Sandy Hook hoax. Buffalo shooting is fake. Funny too. I watch gore videos. I know what a real gun does. Come by watching videos. How about real life? Pause here. You know what? I bet he's a gamer. But let's pause here. I am so glad I caught this on Fox. And like I said, you can back up on apps. But listen to what's said here. That was said here by. Let me play just a second. I have to pause again. This is Democratic people against Hamas, Palestine being annihilated. Let me play just a couple seconds. I got to point out this lady.
Benjamin Netanyahu has led that region into a complete humanitarian disaster.
Why don't they ever blame Hamas?
They're both as bad, but this woman, I've watched her several times when they pop her up on Fox. I mean, it's like the only reason she's on Fox is to support Israel. I mean, if you watch and listen to her and go by her personality and attitude, she seems legit, like she's really in on all this, and she'd pull a gun on you if you ever said anything that was anti-Semitic. But let me play this out. Let me back up again here just a couple seconds.
Disaster.
Why don't they ever blame Hamas? It's because they are becoming the pro-terrorist wing of the Democrat Party. Again, take a step back, Data. Israel is a growing democracy, the strongest democracy.
Now, forget the Democratic people talking about this. You're a terrorist if you're against Israel annihilating the Palestinians, which is exactly what's going on. You know, I haven't paid attention to this shit until the last few months. When I would watch the news and hear them talk about the two-state solution, I swear to God, I did not know what this two-state solution was. And that is simply they want the Palestinians and the Israels to have their two different countries And oh fuck, I should. I don't know if Palestine or Hamas or whatever is against that, but Israel is completely against that. They just want him fucking dead. And I didn't pick up on it till my mom started telling me shit 6-8 months ago. This is exact because I didn't pay attention to it. I haven't for all these years. That it's the same thing as Hitler wanted to genocide the Jews, and now the Jews want to genocide the Palestinians. Not just Hamas, the Palestinians altogether. They want them gone. They cannot be a separate state, a separate country, which means they are not allowed to exist as a people. This is just fucking shit. Just blows me away. But I want to play a little more here.
The only democracy in the Middle East. They have respect for
Oh, of course, keep throwing in the democracy bullshit.
Human rights, and they have a right to defend themselves.
I gotta back up.
Democracy, the strongest democracy, the only democracy in the Middle East. They have respect for human rights, and they have a right to defend themselves.
Okay, so Israel, the Jewish people, have a right to defend themselves and the right to life and all that. Well, I don't know when she exactly. Hang on. Come on, fucker.
Hope and I believe we will hear from Prime Minister Netanyahu.
Oh, I can't even see where that damn.
This important joint address.
Ah, shit. Pause her. Okay, let's do this again. I brain farted.
Data. Israel is a growing democracy, the strongest democracy, the only democracy in the Middle East. They have respect for human rights, and they have a right to defend themselves. What I hope...
Respect for human life. How? Because they want to genocide of people. Okay, again, I did 2 videos on this recently. Scroll back not even 2 months. It showed, and I caught on to how this started as the U.S. announced to Israel, not to us, that they wanted to expand that major radar base that the U.S. has there. So that's what started this. So they set up this false flag, having Hamas attack and kill up to 1,200 people in Israel. And that results in, I don't know how, I should have Googled how long has this been going now. Not now with, they have a right to defend themselves. They have the right to defend themselves. Already, by their estimates, they've killed 38,000, but you could guarantee it's fucking more than that, because what's going on right now over there is Israel is making sure they are killing every young man, who knows, maybe down to fucking 5 years old, anybody man that can be a fighting age for in 5 or 10 or 15 years. This is annihilation of a people sponsored by the U.S. because of that major radar base we have over there. So these people want to they keep doing that. Democracy and the big one, they have a right to defend themselves. Okay, they've defended themselves. Well, back off. And but there's a little bit more in here, so I want to keep going. I hate this political agenda, religious shit, but the U.S. is way, way involved in this.
That I believe we will hear from Prime Minister Netanyahu is how we're going to eradicate the terrorists who slaughtered civilians in Israel, beheaded babies.
Okay, how do you know you have not already eradicated them terrorists by their own admission? They've killed 38,000 plus.
Burnt women, and have 8 Americans who were abducted and kidnapped, who are being burned.
And of course, who knows who gets to confirm that shit? And Israel soldiers do the same thing. Anyway, it's in the same in all wars.
Away in tunnels among the terrorist regime in Gaza. So we, as the United States, need to strongly stand with Israel. House Republicans are committed to doing so. And President Trump was the strongest U.S. president when it comes to supporting Israel. Compare that with Kamala Harris, who is refusing to attend this address. Also want to get to this. You have introduced a resolution.
Oh, Harris not going to that Netanyahu thing? I was just checking on that. And if you look, I couldn't find anything on her. I kept Googling and trying to find shit about her stance on Israel pre-running for vice president or being chosen. I can't find anything. She is completely pro-Israel, and she rides the fence on we got to be more civilized about doing it. That's her stance. She's in on it, or she wouldn't be where she is now.
Condemning the border czar, Kamala Harris, over her role in the crisis. You say that the record, this is the record we have here. She was okay with taxpayer-funded health care for illegal immigrants, decriminalizing border crossing.
Okay, taxpayer-funded health care for illegal immigrants. They do not have to pass a law. They get that anyway. The way it is in this country, and the way it should be, if you go to an emergency room, you should be treated. But they get continuation of care. It goes on, and they get it's Medicaid. I know that because I'm on Medicaid, and when I was in Denver, the clinics I was going to was called Clinic Campencia. I think that's how you pronounce it, which is prominently, 99.9% Mexican and illegals and blah, blah, blah. Okay, decriminalize border crossing, no penalties for lawbreakers. That's going on right now. Look at the cities and states that aren't allowed to do anything. You can't even report shit. But let's move.
Crossing, so no penalties for lawbreakers, and support of sanctuary cities limiting cooperation with federal authorities.
She proposed all that shit. I didn't even call if it said when. That's going on right now underneath the agenda. And I'm going to say this again because it is not the major issue, but the same thing between the Trump-Biden thing. We're going to pick the name since these are the people there. When Trump was doing his thing before Biden, he slowed down the amount of illegals in here, but they were still coming in. They're never going to stop it because both sides are never, ever supposed to stop it because they need those people here. And I'm the only one I know of that's saying it because as this planet keeps dying, they want more bodies to feed instead of less because that increases your survival rate. I know most people aren't going to guess. Nobody gets it, understands it. I don't care. That's what my belief and that's what I see. Pause here. Oops, and it looks like that's all I have for now, and see you later. Bye.